How are you, Renetta?
I am well, Tanya. How are you today?
I am feeling absolutely fantastic. We had an awesome day yesterday, so I am still excited about yesterday.
I am too. I mean, that was awesome being able to connect to the community, to the business community, learning about new businesses and what's happening in our very own backyard.
I know. You're right. In our very own backyard. So there were two chamber events yesterday. We had the um, regular Savannah Chatham County Chamber yesterday, and they had an event that it was open to the public to meet a lot of different vendors. And then we had the Black Chamber event that was over at Odyssey Lounge. And we had a ball at both of them. What a wonderful networking day we had yesterday.
Yes, absolutely. And I think it's important as we talk about businesses and we talk about what we do, that businesses know network is very, very important so that you get your business out there. And as we're learning and as we're doing that, we're realizing more and more that you got to be out there. Who's going to know about your business? They always talk about, you remember when people used to say, that certain people like in industry like celebrities, like they're just shameless in their self-promotion. They're always out there, always promoting their brand, but look at the success they have as a result of that. So you've got to, you got to be fearless and shameless really in promoting your brand.
Absolutely. If you don't talk about yourself, then who will? Who will? If you can't
Exactly.
say anything positive about your own business, how are other people supposed to know that you even exist? So you got to begin to talk about your business and exactly what you do.
And it's
And
so
that,
hard though,
yeah.
right? you know it's so hard to really, because we know how to kind of self-deprecate, right? But on the other side, like to say, I'm really doing something that I'm proud of, and this is who I am. You know, you can describe someone else, but it's so hard to say, this is who I am and this is what I do. Hello, Anthony.
Hey, how you doing, ladies?
We are
Great. How are
awesome.
you this fabulous Friday?
I'm doing wonderful. I'm sorry I missed the intro. I was on a call with somebody from Kenya,
Wow.
and so I I looked at the time. I said, "Oh man!" I said, "Boy, financial sins." I said, "Okay, let me wrap this up and get together with you ladies, and go from there." So how's that? It's been a long time.
Since the three of us have been together. Yes.
Yeah, yeah.
It's
I
so
tell you
great.
what, I really enjoyed last week.
We did too.
Yeah, we did
We
I
were
too.
talking
really
about
enjoyed
something
last week. I got the information on the websites. Are there phone numbers? And so that was really, really powerful. Where did you find their newspaper?
Here in
right
Savannah.
here in Savannah. So the
Really?
newspaper was in the Empowerment Center over in Garden City. And
Okay.
we just happened to pick up the newspaper on our way out, because the Empowerment Center is the part of um, Feed the Hungry. And when they
Okay.
have all the different workshops that they have for the community in reference to home buying classes and debt reduction and those types of things that they hold there. We were in the center planning for something else, and we picked up the newspaper. So once we picked it up and uh, began reading what they were doing, and of course, the other thing was we already knew that we were going to be in Atlanta. The thing was, Anthony, we were crossing our fingers to say, I hope they're in Atlanta. I hope they're in Atlanta. And then I just picked up the phone and called because, of course, the article didn't tell us where they were located. And we made the telephone call. They were excited to participate. And then, when we got a chance to meet them in person on
Yeah.
last Friday, what wonderful, handsome, smart, intelligent men.
Yeah, all
You
of
know,
that.
they were just dynamite and then shared so much information. in reference to Bitcoin and trading, and they're doing this in the school systems. And so we were excited to have them with us. They shared some great information, and hopefully sometime
Uh-huh.
soon we can begin to do the same things here in Savannah, or maybe even pull some other things together so that we are talking about finances to our children and to the adults, because what they were sharing, a whole lot of adults don't know anything about. It was
Yeah.
Sure.
amazing.
It was incredible. And, and their energy, they had such a positive energy. And so it was kind of drawing. And so Anthony saying, hey, when can we do this again? We actually let them know that we'd like them to come back on the show and do a part 2, and we don't have to be in Atlanta. We can do it in this platform that we typically use. But they were, again, as Tanya says, that information that they shared and that they were willing to share, that it's not just for children, it's for adults as well.
Absolutely.
Some of that stuff that we've missed and we need to be educated on, and we need to understand how our money works and how to make our money work better for us.
Yeah,
they
they said
working for the money.
That's right. They said something very critical about jumping on this bandwagon of cryptocurrency while it's available to do so. But the way they said it was, see, there's a window. All right, there's a window, and I was talking with somebody else about cryptocurrency, and right now, it's not government regulated as regular currency, so you avoid the tax issue. All right, you avoid a tax issue, but so there's a window to really take the advantage of this. And I think what from just listening, and I'm in the background on this whole program for last week, and I'm just absorbing and taking it in, and it grabbed my attention because I wasn't really a big cryptocurrency individual, not really interested in it. But after hearing them boys talk last week, I said, all right, I need to do something. I need to jump on this bandwagon, get me some of that before that door or that window closes the way it is now. One of the things that I've always been skeptical of was when there's opportunities like that, and they say, all right, you put up 25,000 or 10,000, you put up this, and then you can get in. See, when I see stuff like that, I'm like, oh, nope, not going to do it. So the way they discussed it, you could avoid all that. There's just so many avenues to get into that flow of the monetary system and gain from it and become financially independent without all the confusion or without all the games. So that was, I was just really impressed. So I got the information. I was taking screenshots. Got my camera working. And I said, all right, I'm gonna reach out to these brothers here and subscribe to their newspaper and just really make this thing work. So hey, ladies, great job.
You're always so kind.
So part of what we did yesterday, Anthony, was that we were we went to the chamber events. Both the regular chamber and the Black chamber had events yesterday.
Right,
and
Thursday.
We went out and met lots of wonderful people in our community that had things that, we need to share on this show with our listeners. So we had a ball yesterday, but
we did.
What we realized is we needed to be sharing what we do.
Exactly.
I put up a post the other day that said, what is it that you think that I do? And I got a couple of people that told me insurance. I got people that I know well kind of just like, and then some said some real crazy things, and I was like, wait a minute. Wait a minute. What do you mean you don't know what I do? So
Wow.
I think it's important that we get our message across on what we do. So when someone says, Anthony, Mr. Murray, what do you do? Are you ready to answer that question?
That's a very good question.
Mhm.
That's a very good question. And that's something that I've toyed with for years, how to answer that
Mhm.
in few words
Mhm.
as opposed to our words, our HOUR
Mhm.
apostrophe S, as opposed to being done in hours. It has to be something that's answered in a very brief statement. I mean, it's something I'm still working on. So that's a very good. I can't say that I am ready to
Mhm.
answer that. I think I am. I think I
Okay.
am
Well,
at the
this is
moment.
the day that we are going to
Give it a shot.
we're gonna shine.
You know.
Yeah.
So we
So
have
talk
got
about
to talk about it.
talk about it, and that's true. We probably don't all have our elevator pitches, but part of what we learned yesterday and while we were out was that we were able, and it was that kind of conversation that we were having with people who said, well, hey, well, this is what I do, and what do you do? And and it may be something that we should collaborate on. Or, hey, I need to contact you guys, this is what you do. I had no idea. And people were like, I recognize your face. I know I see you every week. Someone said to me, they had no idea who I was, but recognized my face because they see my face on our show every week. You know,
So the other thing that was funny yesterday, and I didn't even mention this to you, Renetta, but remember when we got to the Black Chamber, we saw Victoria Baylor,
yes.
and so we had her take a picture of us while we were standing there because we were trying to take some photos. But we should have been in the picture with her
With her. Yeah,
because
we missed that.
the first thing I did when I got on my computer today is there she was. And I'm
Mm-hmm.
like, oh my gosh, I see this lady all the time, every day. LinkedIn, I see her. Why didn't we take a?
Do
It's like,
do the other as well. Yeah.
right.
And those
So,
types of things that you should be doing, when you're out, connecting with people. It's all about connecting with people and what you do and understanding what people do. So we're taking it back to you, Anthony Murray. What do you do? Tell us that. We don't, not who you are and that whole encapsulated speech that you have available, but what do you do?
Well, I help people with their money. That's what I do, pretty much. I help people with their money. I help people grow and protect their wealth and their income. That's it in a nutshell. That's it in a nutshell. That's my canned elevator speech. I help people grow and protect their wealth and their income, prepare for retirement, and protect their family. That's it. And I look at that and I have to analyze it for me and say, is that really what I do?
Mm-hmm.
Is that really it in a nutshell? Is that enough to really grab somebody's goat or attention so they could say, I want to hear a little bit more about what you do?
Mm-hmm.
right.
See, because you really when that question arises, you have 45 seconds.
If that, yep. But 45
40,
seconds.
45 seconds. That's it. You don't have time for no 1 hour expel of your life history. You don't have that. You have 30 to 45 seconds, and that's it. That's it. When I was in college and we were in marketing, my marketing professor always would say kiss. We say kiss.
Keep it
I said,
simple,
who am I going to
stupid.
kiss? He said, keep it simple,
Keep
stupid.
it
Yep.
simple, stupid. Yeah.
And
Yeah.
so uh, that's what it boils down to. Is are we asking ourselves the right question so we can answer the question when it's asked?
Well, let me ask you this question, Mr. Murray. So, you're in this space. What prompted you to provide this service? Was there, a life event, or you just saw some things happening in your community, things happening in your city? What prompted you to provide this service?
All right. So it's a combination of all of the above. All of the above. Life event. Community. All right. So I grew up. See, now we're getting into open-ended questions, right? So I grew up in a area that most would consider to be the ghetto. We were in an apartment building, 8-story apartment building, with 64 apartments in each building. All right, total of 16 buildings. All right, so it was a little community. So in that community, I had opportunity to see people driving very expensive cars living in the ghetto. Very expensive cars living in the ghetto. All right. The amount of money they were paying on a car was a mortgage payment back in that day. Back in that day. And so witnessing that and then having my own financial woes, that's the life experience.
And then having my own financial woes,
and then the community,
that's the life experience.
Like,
then having my own financial.
Uh-oh. You hear that echo? Don't know why. All right. So that really grabbed my attention. When I went to college, I went actually for computers. I went for computers. All right. So this was back in the 70s. And computers were boring. They were really boring. I worked on computers and programmed them and all that stuff. And so they were really boring. Even though my professor said, you have a brilliant mind, you have a brilliant mind, and all that. Man, I can't sit behind a desk, brother. I can't do it. I can't do it. So I spoke with my dean, and she said, well, Mr. Murray, why don't you try this? Insurance real estate. It's only a 2-year course though, and then from there you move right into a BA, business administration. And I said, okay. I said, all right. But after those 2 years, so there was 1 year of computers, 2 years in insurance and real estate, as they called it. Then what they really were insurance courses, a couple of real estate courses, and a whole bunch of law courses.
Right.
All right. And so at that point, I was trying to decide, especially with all those law courses, do I really want to go into insurance or real estate, or do I want to go into law? I was trying to make a decision at that point because there were so many things thrown at me. All right. So what grabbed me to go into this area? I tell you, that's exactly what grabbed me, was my community, seeing the people, how they were living, and then the experiences that I went through in my own personal financial woes. It was like, there has to be a better way. There has to be a solution. And this thing really grabbed my attention. So this particular company that I'm with right now, World Financial Group, World System Builder, was something that I've been looking for a long time, that had a very broad platform that I could really reach out to different arms and different lengths and really reach a lot of people under one umbrella. So awesome. That's what grabbed me. That's what got me into this industry of finance, because this is real. If your money's messed up, your life is messed up.
Say it again.
So, Renetta, we have had you on the show with us, and now you are one of our co-hosts.
Yeah.
We never got a chance to have you talk about
what you do.
Wow, I thought that we'd have this conversation. I'm happy to share with you what I do and my background. I started out in the healthcare industry and
really?
Moved up through that industry from a tech, into management. And from that area, I went into, recruiting and I recruited in the healthcare industry. I recruited in corporate industry. And what I found in that industry, as we talk about careers, I've worked as a career advisor and a career coach. And I found what I'd really like is to help people understand, you say this is what you want to do. Well, this is how you get there. And so that's what I do as a career coach. I take people either from corporate to entrepreneurship, from, hey, I've been in this job X amount of time and I'd like to try something different, and that's what I do. Help people understand what it is to get to whatever that next level of you is as a career coach. We do assessments about different types of careers. I help people develop their resumes, right? And tailor their resumes to what it is that they want to do next. I advise people on any types of courses or certifications that you need to do to help you be able to transition into careers. This is what's trending out there, and this is how you get there. Where do you want to be? I also train people on how to interview. What's happening right now are that we're interviewing via this type of a platform. And a lot of people aren't accustomed to that. So we also talk about, that one-on-one interview versus what a panel interview looks like. So I provide that whole service for people. And that's, kind of in a nutshell. I don't want to take it too long, but that's kind of what I do. And that's what I enjoy doing. I do have a company, I have my partner here and will be up next. So I do have a company, Premier Health Sourcing. And through that company, we do exactly that. We advise businesses, we advise individuals. We, back in, my first love, the healthcare industry, in that business, for jobs in that industry. So a wide range of opportunity in that industry. But we also, because, we also have an HR background, we're able to advise businesses and help provide HR solutions to businesses. So businesses starting out and businesses that have been in practice for years, because it's always about improving and understanding what's trending and what's current and how to do it better, be it better, and always get to what that next level is.
So let me ask you, what really grabbed your attention to go in that direction? Do you feel that that's just the way your life was going?
Well, I think it's kind of the way my life was going, because this is what happens often. People ask, like, hey, Renetta, I want to do this. What do you think? How I should do this and how you do that? So, so some things kind of gratefully kind of fall into the lap of who you are. And just throughout, people ask questions about how to do this better. People understand your background, and people always say, hey, go to Netta for some advice on something. And it's just, that kind of started. And I really enjoy it because, we succeed when we all succeed. And that's just always been my thinking process. We don't always get it right, but, so I enjoy helping people succeed. And that's kind of how that happened.
Very good.
I know that.
Go ahead.
Well, wait a minute, she's not finished?
No, I thought Tanya was about to ask a question.
No, I was just remembering how I came to you. I'm one of those, and wanted to, increase my potential. I wanted to do something different. And so I wanted to change careers. And I came to you with, hey, can you help me get my resume in order? And when you gave me those tips and help to redevelop what I wanted, then I began to write my own ticket.
Yes.
With the help that you gave. So yes, kudos.
Let me ask you, is this how you two ladies met?
No.
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 All right. So it goes back some years prior to
we have been friends for over 40 years. I mean, we
Yes.
kind of grew up together, but our
What?
lives.
Your dad is older than 40? Okay.
Just slightly. We were actually toddlers in the crib, babies in the crib.
I understand.
That's our story. And guess
And
what? For this episode, I'm gonna stick to it.
I like that. I like
But
that.
we met as teenagers, and I'll tell you this: what I've always known about Tanya is that Tanya's gonna push. Right? She's gonna push an envelope. That's been her personality from the time that I've met her. And so as we've grown together, we have a group of friends who we've grown together with, and we're able to bounce things off. But I'll tell you this about Tanya from the first time that I met Tanya, and we were both in a high school band.
Really?
Yes. And that's how we actually met. But the funny part of the story is that we met I met someone else who Tanya knew. They all stayed in the same neighborhood. And it's just amazing how all of that works, but that's how we met. And, we've been able to play off of each other's strengths, right? So we play off each other's strength, but we also, teach each other how to build from our weaknesses. And I think that's what has made our friendship as close as it is for all of these years, because we accept each other where we are, but we always push each other to be the best versions of who we are. So with that, I am going to pass to Tanya, because I said Tanya's always pushing. Anthony, I know that you know that personality, that Tanya's always going to push something somewhere, and then she's going to laugh.
Oh, yeah, I am.
Tanya, this question comes to you. Of course, I've known you forever, so someone could ask me who you are, and I probably could put it together quicker than you could. Wow. But let's talk about, where you are right now. What are you doing? What drives you? And we didn't talk about family, and I know family is very important to you. So talk about what you're doing, where you're going, and what drives you.
Oh, that's a big, okay. I thought I was just going to answer, what do I do? And so,
let's start there. I'm just giving you so you can start thinking in the background. Yes. But Anthony and I are going to push a couple of questions, right?
Yeah, we're going to push the button.
So my name is Tanya Scott Pilcher, and I am also known as the insurance professor. And so for the last 2 or 3 years now, I am helping prospective insurance agents reach their full potential with the tools that they need to pass the exam and the confidence to learn about or to earn unlimited income while myself sharing my value in the community. And in short, what I am actually doing is building entrepreneurs in the insurance industry. And I love it. I can remember, Anthony, you went way back, and I'm just not going to go kind of back that far. I'm going to go back just a little bit, because we all came from somewhere and something happened. And again, just like you, Anthony, my major was in computer science, and I enjoyed it while I was doing it, and enjoyed it even when I got out. But I was the nerd that turned into a fundraiser. And once I was in the fundraising field, I worked with a lot of nonprofits, raising money and building relationships. And through that building of relationships saved me, because back in 2008, I received this little thing called a pink slip, And when that came, I was like, you know what? If she would have just held on a little while longer, I was going to quit anyway. But, because
they just pushed you. They just gave you a little encouragement.
Yes. I was at a point, because you're in an executive position, right? I was a director of fundraising, and I had really gotten to a point of being a little sick and tired, because not only was that happening, job-wise in my mind, but I had just had a baby. My dad was very sick, and I couldn't be there. My baby was a preemie at that time. And so how long will a job let you stay off from work when you have a newborn? They give you that 6 weeks or that 8 weeks, and that's it. So you could not, or I could not care for her like I really wanted to. I could not be at the hospital with my dad. And so you have a whole lot of things pushing and pulling at you at that particular time. And so when that happened, it allowed me to restructure my life. And I was able to stay at home and take care of both my dad and my daughter at the same time once that job let me go, But then I came into the insurance industry. I want to almost say happenstance, but and once I got into the insurance industry, my relationships from the nonprofit helped me to grow my business quick and fast, and I had a lot of success. I took that success straight to, of course, another corporation because I didn't have any sense to build my own at that particular time. I have no idea, but I took myself into another corporation, and I helped hundreds of insurance agents become very, very wealthy, just giving them the tools and the skills to make residual income.
Now, Tanya, let me cut in right there for a minute. Is this before you started your school?
This is right. This is before I started the school.
So you helping people make your money.
Yes.
You're helping people make money, and then you're starting to see, hold on, wait a minute, I could get a bigger piece of this pie. So when did the mind shift take place from employee to entrepreneur?
It took place when I realized that, number one, I still wasn't making money, and that the people that I was helping to get to their 6 figures in 3 years, okay? 3 years, they followed
your plan,
Tanya's plan, not the company's, Tanya's plan, okay? And I was still at a salaried job, and these people that I had helped were making more money than me. So I didn't mind helping. That was not it. I did not care. I still love helping people. I decided that, well, let me start from the beginning, because it's so much easier. And what I learned in corporate was that it's easier to take a person that is brand new in the industry and bring them up because they don't have any bad habits. And so I found myself working I needed to get to the beginners. And where do you get to the beginners other than in the training when they're getting their insurance license? And so now you get to work with people when they get out of the class and then bring them up to the level of income, time freedom, because we have so many executive women that are looking for time freedom, okay? So that they can do and take care of their families like they choose to and like they want to. They don't need the money. I mean, everybody now makes 6 figures, right? So now we all trying to get to 7 figures, right? And this is the industry that can still do it for you. We can make $1 million in insurance. We just got to work. We got to hustle, and we got to get there. And when you have a plan and a path that you can put people on to do that, I think that I can be a success to others, by getting them there. And
well, you know what? Let me cut in. Let me ask you something real quick. The school your school is successful. All right. There's no question about that. When did you see the transition within yourself? When did you see that transition from employee to now instructor?
It's definitely when did the mind shift happen?
Yes.
The mind shift may have been happening all along. It was just the fear of failure.
Mhm.
You did not want to fail at something. You did not want the embarrassment. But as long as I kept the mind of helping someone, I was able to move into the help mode and not really into the true entrepreneur mode. And then that just came because I started believing in myself and the skills that I had to be able to help someone else. And
Yeah.
definitely after you realize that you had helped so many, and those people are coming back telling you, thank you, thank you, thank you, or you need to do this, or you need to do that. You need to, right, Renetta? Everybody's
Absolutely.
always asking you to do something. And so the mind shift happened probably right, even though I'll say probably about 4 years ago, and it's just getting up the guts to start your business, right?
That's absolutely, that's
And during the
true.
and I'll say during the pandemic is when you really like, I got to do something.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Because,
Yeah.
and when you can make your business work during the pandemic, you're there.
I think the pandemic was a blessing for me. I started working from my home, and that's where my office was initially. Well, my own office and in my house, and then I moved it to where I am now. But it's the mindset. But the most critical part for me was getting over the fear of losing the fear. All right, I
Wow.
understand that. See, so what happens with a lot of people is that they know they need to get over the fear of failure,
Oh,
but what they don't know is what's going to happen after that. And so I had to get my mindset to the point to where, um, regardless of success or failure, they're both stepping stones to another area of success. So once you get over fear, you there's other areas attached to fear. uh, Shame. If I
that's
fail, I'm gonna be
embarrassment. Yeah.
ashamed.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Embarrassment, and then you got to learn the mechanics that you're not familiar with. You're not familiar with certain mechanics in business, and you have to. All right, how am I going to do this? So you're trying to figure things out. Do I figure things out or learn things out? So once you get over that, and that was for me, I had to get over that, and here I am, a little older than both of you, just a little bit. And I had to realize that I needed to pull all the experience I had from years, pull it
Right.
all up, all this stuff where I help other people make tons of money because I went through something very similar as yourself, Tanya. I'm helping all these people make a ton of money. I'm with these corporations and I'm giving them ideas and I'm not being compensated for it.
That's right.
Yeah, they may be a manager,
Right.
but there was one company I worked with, a car rental company, where when they made me a manager, they made me a manager of an office that, or a store, car rental store. They had 525 so stores, somewhere in that range. And the store they made me a manager of was down at the bottom, was 500 and number 20 or 500 and number 7 out of 500 stores in the country. All right. So I said, all right, they already, as far as they're concerned, I'm going to fail anyway. Right. In 1 year's time, that store was number 1 in the country 3 times.
Mm-hmm.
3 times.
You
All
got
right.
that
skill set.
So we're looking at this. I'm looking at this and I'm saying to myself, why am I here again? Because I'm helping these people get successful.
That's right.
All right. Now, they got bought out. But before they got bought out, guess what they did? They tried to get rid of all the money earners so they can be.
Yeah.
And it happens, it absolutely happens. And, and I want people to know, we're not saying that, whatever it is that you want to do, that there's a way to get there. And I saw there was a question that came up about teaching people how to interview, and we need help with that, and how to interview, from how to do it, to selling yourself. And that's absolutely, what we do, what I do in one of my courses, because there is a technique to it. There are things that, that the person sitting on the other side who's interviewing you, there are things they expect to hear from you, and what people don't know is that, depending on the company, there's a checklist that they're going on,
Absolutely.
and you want to make sure that you understand that job. You want to make sure that you understand, what it means to fill a role in that position, not just something that looks like something I might be able to do. And so, to answer that person, yes, we do provide that training in our company. We have a course designed to take you from I want this job to actually interviewing, and what happens even after you're offered a position. What happens right after that, when you are offered and want to accept a position. So yes, you're absolutely right. We need that, and we do offer that type of training.
So those that came on late, what we're doing today is we are just talking about what we do. Renetta and I went out yesterday, and we experienced the chamber event where they had a lot of networking along with the Black Chamber, and it was important for people to talk about their business and what they were representing. But then when we look at ourselves, how quickly can we respond back to when someone says, "What do you do?" For them to ask us for our card, So we didn't have a problem, taking other people's card, but we may not have given out as much as we took in. So did we use our networking like we should have on yesterday? Um, we
Could have done
we
better.
we could have done better, right? Because we should have all been armed and ready to make that personal swap back and forth. And so we did not work on, like, our 15-second or 15-second elevator pitch, but we are working on what is it that you do. And I see my friend Norm on here that asked me, when I asked the question, what is it that I do? That, he kind of put up something. He may have just been trying to be funny. However, I took it more seriously this time, because I was definitely looking for an answer on what is it that you think that I do. And it's got to be clear. We have to be clear about our business. And so I can tell you that I'm very, very proud that I had a class in July, and every single person, I'm at 100% passed that insurance exam. 100%. Okay. Passed the insurance exam first time. I'm very, very proud of that. I put them up on my Facebook. I put them on my business page. I put them everywhere. And I've done another class we just finished, and the first person has taken her exam and she has passed. So I am excited about what I'm doing and helping people become, again, entrepreneurs out here in the world of insurance. And one thing for sure, if they are getting out here, and I make it very clear, if all you want to do is just make money and not help people, you're in the wrong industry. And
That's right.
so through the coaching that I'm able to do with folks now is that we're bringing them from the beginning of this business on into where they can go in this business, and that there's so many different doors, and those doors are open to you in this industry, and you will never ever have to ask for a job. No one is ever going to have to hire you. You can make as much money as you want to. So I really have fun with this. This is one of the main things that I do. And of course, I sell insurance in every aspect of the field, but I am trying to educate not only people that are getting their license, but also my community. And that's the value that I give in my community and in this industry. So that is what we've been talking about. And and so he's answering properly now. That's right, the insurance professor. And so but that is what I do. And Renetta, let's see if you can get on that 15-second. What do you do?
So the 15-second, what do you do? What that is, and everybody needs to work on it. I can do it in 15 seconds. I've been teaching people to do it in 30 seconds. So as a career coach, I provide services that take people from application to corporate, from start to entrepreneurship. And that's it. That's what I do, right? Through training, through example. I know, but I'm just saying, because I thought you wanted me to talk some more. But you can do it. We're cutting it to 15 seconds. Anthony, your turn. 15 seconds.
I help people move with their money to grow and protect their wealth and their income for their family legacy. That's it.
Very good.
All right, Tanya, 15 seconds and go.
I am the insurance professor, and I help prospective insurance agents reach their full potential with tools to pass the exam and the confidence to earn unlimited income while sharing value in my community.
Okay, you must have had that written down, but that was good. You had that written down. She was ready. So Anthony, you see what she did to us? She sent us into a pile, but she's ready. I'm accustomed to a 30-second one, trying to condense it. We can make it down to 15 seconds. But the point is, everyone, there is purpose. I saw that Norm said that there's purpose in each of us. He said there's purpose in you, Tanya. And helping people. Norm, that was so nice. We all have a purpose. And a lot of times when you're working in your purpose and you're working in your gift, don't get me started, but I'm gonna go there. And you're working in your gift, things are going to come easy. I know that Anthony says she's starting to preach, right? But
go ahead.
But when we find that and when we understand what that is, it does open up an entire universe to us. And remember, you're putting the good things out, you're going to get the good things back. And I honestly and truly believe that.
Know what? That is so true and powerful. I tell you what, for the last 60 days, I've been thinking about what am I going to put on my street sign? The guy's coming the end of this month to put our street sign up. And I'm saying, wow, well, I have the business name. I said, but underneath there's space to put what services I offer. And for 60 days at least, I've been really in deep contemplation. What am I going to say? Driving by a street sign, no one's going to read everything the first time. The second time, they're going to try to read a little more. The third time, they may read a little more if they're really interested. So I said, what is it that I could put that will grab their attention? And that has to be the same thing with your 15-second or 30-second pitch. What is it that you could say about what you do for people that would grab their attention? What do you do for people? Because people want to know one thing. How can you help me? What can I get out of you that's going to help me? That's all people want to know. Let's be honest about it. That's what people want to know. What can I drain out of you that's going to help me, help my life benefit and get to the next step?
But not always a drain, but we want to.
No, it's not always a drain.
Keep our cups, and continue to fill our cup with information. We continue to fill our cup so that we can continue to pour into.
Yeah, absolutely.
Others. Now, what we didn't, and now everybody sees Tanya and I together. So now you guys are probably like, okay, I know what you guys do kind of individually. So what do you and Tanya do together? But a lot of this stuff we do together. You see us separately. You see us out. There's a lot more information that you guys will start to hear about what Renetta and Tanya do together, what Tanya and Renetta do. So stay tuned for that. It's coming because I know.
Yeah, they're a team.
I know people were saying, okay, we see you, but we see you. So that's definitely coming. But it's information, it's sharing, it's knowledge. Don't keep it to yourself, right? We know that people, when you continue to share that knowledge and you're open to sharing it, then again, I just keep saying the universe just keeps coming back and giving you more and continuing to fill you so that you can continue to pour.
So I want to just leave that in order to reach out to me. You can reach me on my Facebook at Tanya Scott Pilcher, or on my Instagram, it's Tanya Scott. Or you can go to my website at getskillstraining.com. So that's how you can reach out to me. We're going to be having some more Facebook pages that people can get some tips on things. We're going to be doing it in the insurance industry. We're going to be doing it on the career side. So we're going to be sharing and giving value to our community as much as possible. So you all can look forward to that. And what you say, Pam Jones?
We love it. And we love that.
That's funny.
You can also
We
reach
love
us at premierhealthsourcing.com. You can email us at premierhealthsourcing@gmail.com. Of course, my email, my Facebook is Renetta Milner Gardner. My IG is Renetta Milner. So you can reach out, you see what we're doing on that. And again, more information to come. Anthony, how do we contact you?
Right there. 912-704-7044. I tried to pick the easiest phone number that they can make available to me. Yeah, you could call me, you could text me, you could email me. It's time.murray@gmail. If you like to stop by my office, I work by, at this time, appointment only, except for on Friday. I'm right on the main road in Rankin, Georgia. Right on. Look, Rankin's only but so big. They only have one main road. If you're coming through Rankin, the main road, I'm right there. All right. So let me also mention I'm an author, accomplished author. And you, Anchor Anthony. All right. Thank you. Oh, Pam, you're so sweet. You're so sweet. Well, somebody have to keep these ladies in line. But anyway, that's how you reach me. That's how you reach me, you know. And what I like, let me just say this real quick. I love working with these two ladies because they have something going on. They have a chemistry that a lot of people need to try to develop. You know, if you're only really going to have a handful of best friends or people that you could count as your confidant, best friend / whomever, and you could probably do that on 3 fingers throughout life. All right. And so this is a very critical comment that I'm making here for you. In business, it's the same thing. Absolutely. It's the same thing. Mm-hmm. There's only going to be that 1, 2, or 3 people. I'm involved in some training right now. It's called the Bloomberg Reports. And I'm looking, Bloomberg Changes rather. And I'm looking at these people that made it big. And these people that, you know, they're making hundreds of billions of dollars, right? They don't have a whole bunch of people in their life. They have a Tanya in their life, or they have a Renetta in their life. They may even have a Anthony in their life, or they may have a Pam Jones, you know, but they only have 1 or 2. And you need, because no man is an island, you need that other person to say, hey, look, you know, you were wrong for saying that, or boom, you were right for saying that. You were right on. You need that. All right. So that's enough for me. Ladies, it's almost time for us to wrap it up.
That's right. It's time for us to wrap it up. We want to say thank you, everyone, for joining us on this Friday at Financial Sins. And we look forward to seeing you on next week. My name is Tanya Scott Pilcher, your insurance professor. And as always, live life like there is no tomorrow.
I'm Renetta Milner Gardner. I am your career coach. And you know, in closing, I always say, make it a great day.
My name is Anthony Murray. I am your retirement expert for any area of retirement you need. Okay. And I just love y'all. Appreciate you so much. Join us next time.
Like this. like this. I like this.